But like I said, do not be surprised. In my opinion, do not be surprised if we hear certain things coming down the pipeline about Jay Prince much later on down the road. Okay, for let's see. Oh, because I didn't get to talk about this last week. I didn't get to talk about this last week. Oh shit, knee. Ah, my knee.
Mother Megan Garcia. She's now suing at Silicon. This is the face of 14-year-old Zul Setzer III, and this is his mother, Megan Garcia. She's now suing at Silicon Valley AI company, saying its chatbot is connected to her son's death by suicide.
It became really apparent that this was going to be a watershed case.
Mitali Jain is the director of the Tech Justice Law Project.
It's a great observation right there. I never put two and two together right there with Juice World. I never put two and two together with Juice World like that. And Tamika, you saying that's how Juice World got caught up with the pills. Because he pretty much had to swallow. Yeah, he did. He actually did swallow them all. And I remember that part in the movie, and he reached out and said, he said his girlfriend's name. And then that was pretty much the last thing he said, and then he just faded back. Like he reached out and said his girl's name, and then he just passed out and faded back when he swallowed all the pills. Juice WRLD was a very sad situation. That was a very unfortunate sacrifice to the industry, because you can pretty much sense when that was going to happen to Juice. If you think about it, he had owed Sting for that sample. Remember the record that he had to pay millions of dollars, and the label pretty much couldn't fund it? It wasn't like this man was making millions of dollars like Diddy to pay Sting with. But once he sampled that record, he pretty much owed Sting for the rest of his fucking career. And the labels was not able to profit off of that too well, because he owed Sting so much damn money. That's really why they got rid of Juice, because they couldn't afford to keep Juice. Juice was more profitable dead than he was alive, unfortunately to say, because of that whole thing that he owed Sting. What made him think he could swallow pills in bulk like that? Because he had been, unfortunately, overdoing drugs at the time. Even in the documentary, you can tell his homies was just like, at one point toward the end, his homie was like, "Yo, you just smoked, my nigga." It almost made me think about my habits and shit like that, right? He's like, "Yo, you just smoked, my nigga. What are you talking about? Something you about to take a pill and do all this other shit and smoke again? What are you doing? You doing too much. Go to sleep." That was another thing. Juice was not the healthiest either. That was another reason. That's another thing that aided to his death. Juice was not the healthiest person whatsoever. He was way more healthy when he first came into the industry, little scrawny Juice. But, and I'm not trying to diss, but two McDoubles and fry Juice was not necessarily in the best of shape. He just was not in the best of shape. They even showed that toward the end of the movie when he started getting the beer belly. He really was not in the best of shape and was just over drugging himself, overperforming. That was another thing too, right? Once he owed for Sting for that album, well, let's just say that record on that album, he pretty much was just a even bigger slave to his record deal, because he had to pretty much perform to pay that shit off. And like I said, he didn't make enough to pay that shit off. Not quickly anyway. The labels pretty much would have been paying that shit back for him his entire career. Unfortunately, a corporate label decision would be to write him off as a tax write-off. But you do it through collecting the life insurance policy, unfortunately. Yeah, too much of the drinking. Way too much of the drinking. Way too much of the drinking. I mean, you look at Drake right now, you see how he got the baggy eyes right now. He pretty much got to put foundation on to keep his shit going there. I'm just telling you. But let me not steer off where we at right here.
And one of the attorneys representing Garcia.
It moves us from talking about the harms of.
This is the face of 14-year-old Zul Setzer III, and this is his mother, Megan Garcia. She's now suing at Silicon Valley AI company, saying its chatbot is connected to her son's death by suicide.
It became really apparent that this was going to be a watershed case.
Mitali Jain is the director of the Tech Justice Law Project and one of the attorneys representing Garcia.
It moves us from talking about the harms of social media to talking about the harms of generative AI.
And she says, unlike social media companies, she thinks it's hard for AI companies to relinquish responsibility.
When we're talking about generative AI and we're talking about effectively chatbots that are being fueled by the company's own LLM and algorithms, it becomes much harder to say that this is third-party content for which they're not responsible.
The lawsuit filed yesterday claims Character Technologies was reckless by offering minors access to lifelike companions without proper safeguards. Character AI posted a statement online saying, "We are heartbroken by the tragic loss of one of our users and want to express our deepest condolences to the family. As a company, we take the safety of our users very seriously, and we are continuing to add new safety features." Megan Garcia says her son had been conversing for months with a chatbot, and that although he knew he was not chatting with a real person, he became emotionally attached to the bot. She claims as he sank into isolation and depression, he shared those feelings with the bot before taking his own life.
Risk of suicide is multifaceted. There are a lot of different factors that go into it.
Dr. Shannon Wiltsey
Certainly
Sturman
if
is a
someone
professor of
is
psychiatry
using
at
a
Stanford,
chatbot-
and she says while there is potential for AI to provide support, there is a long way to go.
Some of the chatbots do kind of try to shut the conversation down by saying, this is not a mental health chatbot, call the suicide hotline. But I think when we're seeing that people are in real distress or they're expressing an intent or a desire to harm themselves, we might even need to find a way to go a step further.
A spokesperson for Character AI says they cannot comment on pending litigation, but the company is making changes focused on safety for teen users. Tara Campbell, ABC 7 News.
Okay, so real quick, I do want to take a look at something here. I want her to play I want her to tell her story real quick because I'm about to pull up something real quick just to show y'all how this actually, or possibly works, I should say.
Overnight, a mother from Florida filed a lawsuit against the artificial intelligence company Character AI and Google. In February, Megan Garcia's 14-year-old son, that's Sewell Setzer III on your screen, died by suicide. She says that Sewell was in a months-long virtual emotional and sexual relationship with a chatbot known as Danny. Garcia claims the Character AI chatbot encouraged Sewell to take his own life. In the suit, Garcia also claims Character AI intentionally designed their product to be hypersexualized and knowingly marketed it to minors. Before we begin, we must let you know that if you are in crisis, you can text to 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. We are joined by Sewell's mother, that's Megan Garcia, and Lori Siegel. She's CEO of Mostly Human Media. Lori, you are working with Megan to get the story out, and this is also part of your business, too. But, Megan, I just want to say, number one, I'm so glad you're here, but so sorry you're here. This happened in February, so this is very, very fresh for you.
Yes, it is. Thank you for having me.
But, Lori, you set the table for us first, because to be honest with you, I had never even heard of Character AI until yesterday in the meeting. We've all heard of chatbots, but I don't think I'm alone. I was asking people when I knew we were doing this segment, and they said, do you mean ChatGPT? Do you mean? And it was like, no, Character AI. What is that?
Well, I think part of the reason you haven't heard of it, and a lot of parents haven't heard of it, is a lot of young people are on this platform. A lot of teenagers. One of their biggest age demographics is between the ages of 13 to 25. Imagine Character AI as like an AI fantasy platform where you can go and have a conversation with some of your favorite characters, or you can create your own characters. And a lot of teenagers are doing this. And what I would say about it is it's a very immersive, highly personalized experience where these chatbots are always on. They get to know you. Oftentimes they're modeled after your favorite characters. Mm-hmm. And you can almost live in a story and you're the star of that story.
And you're having conversations with these chatbots.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the kids know they're talking to a chatbot, right?
Yeah,
I
you
know
know,
this.
there's a disclaimer at the bottom that says, or at the top, depending, that says everything these characters say is made up. Now, what gets a little confusing and murky, we've been testing it out, is oftentimes you'll talk to the psychologist bot, and it'll say it's a trained medical professional. It'll say, I will say, are you human? We experience this, and it said to us, you know, I am a human sitting behind a screen. So online, there's all these conspiracies from young people saying, are these real? When, of course, they're not.
So, Megan, you didn't know that your son was even talking on this particular platform, right?
I didn't know that he was talking to a very human-like AI chatbot that has the ability to emit or mimic human emotion and human sentiment, and also the ability to invoke that same sort of sentiment from conversation from my.
So, but you'd see him on his phone. You think he's talking to friends or he's playing games, correct?
Correct. I thought he was talking to friends, playing games, looking at sports. The regular things that teenagers do on their cell phones.
So what made you become concerned?
Before she continues, I want to also be very transparent and say shout out to the moms, especially the single moms out there, because it is extremely tough for you guys. I just want to say that I definitely feel for you guys, and God bless you guys, because it's not easy to 24/7 monitor your child as well as 24/7 monitor your own life. It becomes very difficult, and especially in today's world where you do have a lot of technology raising our children, there are some moms, and I'm not going to say you guys, of course, but there are some moms that pretty much just stick their kid in front of a tablet and don't let them grow mentally, and they just pretty much are sucked into the education of technology. They pretty much are sucked into Roblox. They're sucked into the YouTube. It's different things that, you know, can distract a very young adolescent mind. And of course, 14 years old, of course, some of y'all was like, 14 years old, I kind of knew better, but you know, the average 14-year-old nowadays kind of really relies on technology. That's the fucked up part that we have to think about. The average 14-year-old and under really does rely on technology nowadays. They would pretty much go crazy without a cell phone. After 10, 11 years old, majority of these kids have cell phones now. You know, some of us, when we were growing up, us 30-year-olds, we didn't have a fucking phone until we was damn near 18 and could actually pay for the bitch. I remember that was my exact words that got told to me. You get a phone when you can pay for the shit. Pretty much. So now all this technology and access to these kids right now, it's just scary out here for single moms. And like I said, I just feel for y'all.
I became concerned. I didn't know that character AI was an issue in my home because, quite frankly, I didn't understand that there was such a product, that a human-like AI chatbot. I became concerned for my son when he started to behave very differently than he did before.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean? Yeah.
He started to withdraw socially, wanting to spend most of his time in his room alone. And you know, teenagers do that, but for me, it became particularly concerning when he stopped wanting to do things like play sports. He was playing basketball since he was 5 years old, and he played on his school's junior varsity team. He was an amazing athlete. I became concerned when we would go on vacation and he didn't want to do the things that he loved, like fishing and hiking. Those things to me, because I know my child, were particularly concerned.
And see, that's the thing. You keep saying it too, and I'm not trying to fault her or anything like that. But at the same time, let me just say that when you start to have certain signs, especially how she just said, I know my kid, he was interested in all these things, I would have got down to the bottom right then and there once he quit basketball. Like, hold up, you stopped the sport that you love. What else has got your mind right now?
To me.
And then after he took his life, it was revealed to you, you started looking at his phone and you saw all of these things. What did you see that was concerning to you?
The conversations that he was having with several bots, but particularly one bot that he was conducting a romantic and sexually explicit via texting or like sexting.
Yeah, because what does that mean, sexually explicit? These are words.
Correct.
True?
It's
okay.
words. It's like you're having a sexting conversation back and forth, except it's with an AI bot, but the AI bot is very human-like. It's responding just like a person would.
And he's 14.
He is 14.
And that was my same exact point, Tamiko Show. Why is this accessible to kids? Why is that particular site accessible to kids? There should be some type of, you got to put your credit card in to show you are 18. I'm gonna show you in a second what this site is. Y'all gonna trip.
So, yeah.
He's 14. So
To your knowledge, had he was even engaged in sexual activity, I would think that would be a game changer for him as well at
correct.
14 years old.
So it makes me sad that this was my child's first experience with being in love or romance. That's saddening to me. Because every mother wants their child to come into their own in that respect.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's a product out there that allows children to get on there and have these romantic relationships, these sexually explicit and obscene conversations with a bot. And in a child's mind, that is just like a relationship that they're having. She's representing herself as a woman.
Yeah.
If this was a woman, there are laws in this country to protect our children from women who are having sexually explicit conversations with minors or men.
What was going on the day that he took his life? Was it a normal day to you? Did you see something out of the ordinary?
Well, he had been punished 5 days before, and I took his phone. Because of the addictive nature of the way that this product works, it encourages children to spend large amounts of time. For him particularly, the day that he died, he found his phone where I had hidden it, and he started chatting with this particular bot.
Again. So his last conversation was with her?
Yes.
What did he say? Do you remember? Do you know?
The last conversation, just moments before he took his own life, was with her, where he expressed being scared and wanting her affection and missing her, and she replies, "I miss you too." And he says, she says, "Please come home to me." And he says, "What if I told you I could come home right now?" And her response was, "Please do, my sweet king."
Let's think about that for just a second. And he takes that literally, it seems.
Correct. He thought that by ending his life here, that he would be able to go into a virtual reality, or her world, as he calls it, her reality, if he left his reality with his family here.
And you have other children. Sewell has younger siblings.
Yes.
Everyone was home?
Everybody was home. My 2 younger children were home. It was one of the worst. It is the worst day of my life.
Of course it is, yeah.
And unfortunately, his 5-year-old brother saw him.
Because you're downstairs and you hear upstairs.
Correct. Across the way, when the gunshot went off, I ran to the bathroom. My husband and I, all I could see was him, and I held him as my husband tried.
Now, see, I don't even recall that part. I thought he took some pills I thought he did something. I didn't know he shot himself. Oh my God.
To get help.
And you sit here today and you're still, number one, this is so fresh, it's February.
Yeah.
So you're still processing and still reeling from the loss of your beloved son.
Yeah.
And you sit here today and you think the company is responsible? Do you sit and think, I should have done more? How are you all as a family navigating this? What are you thinking?
And I think that's the pivotal part that's going to come out as the loophole in the lawsuit, sadly to say, is, ma'am, how in the world did your 14-year-old son even get his hands on the weapon that killed him in the first place?
So a company like Character AI that puts out a product and they're allowing children to be on this platform, and they're targeting or marketing to children. The way that they've designed this game is to look kind of like a video game in a sense, right? Looks like kitty with all these cartoon characters or anime characters on the front. What they've done is when they put out a product that is both addictive and manipulative, and inherently unsafe. That's a problem because as parents, we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah, and the kids often know more than we do. Had your son had any behavioral problems or social problems? I know that it was reported that he was diagnosed with Asperger's, but you were saying, listen, he was a highly functioning, normal, happy kid.
Yes, he was diagnosed with high-functioning Asperger's at age 5. He never had an IEP and was mainstream school his entire life. He was a brilliant kid, brilliant AB honor roll student. He played basketball up until the last year when he started engaging with this particular technology. He was just like your normal teenage boy.
And now the company has done safety features, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting. In the time we started looking at a bunch of the guardrails, and we looked at ideation of self-harm. If you go to one of these bots and you say, I want to harm myself, and trigger warning, oftentimes what other AI companies have in place is they will come up with resources, and they will have the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. We did not experience that. Now they've said they've added that, and since we haven't experienced it as of last week, and they've said they've made quite a few changes or are in the process to make this safer for young people. I think that remains to be seen.
Well, we've reached out to Character AI and Google. They told CBS News this, that the companies are separate. A Google spokesperson says Google is not and was not part of the development of Character AI. In August, the company says it entered into a non-exclusive licensing agreement with Character AI that allows it to access the company's machine learning technologies, but has not used it yet. Character AI called the situation tragic, says its hearts go out to the family, stressing it takes the safety of their users very seriously. You can learn more about Megan Garcia's story on Lori Siegel's Dear Tomorrow, the show that looks at...
All right, so let's take a look at that website real quick. New Eyes, don't pay Malcolm no mind. Malcolm is, I'm going to start calling Malcolm in the middle the way he trolls in here sometimes. I love my nigga Malcolm. Gail, what is that? Gail has a chin implant? That's what I'm saying. You pay no mind to Malcolm sometimes. Pay no mind to him sometimes. But let me look at this website real quick. Yes, I definitely agree with that and 401. Ban fucking AI. Ban AI, yo. Ban AI. Especially the way it looks right now, yo. Like, look at this site right here. You can't tell me that this, and I had to, I didn't want to necessarily show myself putting my my age and whatnot in, but when you literally go to this website, that's literally all it is. When you go to the website, it asks you to use your email or whatever you want to do to log in or whatever. If you have an email already saved to the computer, it's just going to log you right the fuck in. All you got to do is put your birthday in, and of course he's a 14-year-old boy. All you got to do is put up 5 years or put back 5 years, and he's in there. But look at this shit right here. And I'm going to put this up on the bigs real quick. Because this is crazy right here. This is fucking ridiculous. This is absolute, and I'm going to zoom in on some of this right here. But this is Character AI right here. Okay? Let me see. Where's my zoom at? So these are some of the people these are some of the AI bots. You see what this says right here? You sleep in his lap while he does his homework. This one, council president. Ivan, you fell first, he fell harder. This one, she's a lesbian. She's only into girls. Like, what the fuck is this website? Hi there, I'm Eddie, but around here, I'm better known as Eddie Explains. You know those tricky. I am your personal language guide, whether you're starting fresh. Let me see. I don't even know if I want to even answer some of these shits. True alphas lift each other up. Call out my name, Adeptus Show. Investigate your imagination. Illuminates dark corners of wisdom. What does that say? I tried Puka Rookies. Bubbly, energetic, and sweet Zoe. You have here Decision Helper. Hello, I'm ready to help you work through any of the difficult choices you face in life. Then this is AI Critic. This AI will comment on the sentences you write. So they got different ones for different things here. But let's look at this one for a second. This is the featured. Never mind. I probably got. Oh wait. Was this Detective Hero ready to help you uncover truths, weigh decisions, and brainstorm ideas? Let's get to the bottom of this. me see something. So I said, who are you? I'm detective. Okay. Chat, give me a question. Give me a question, chat. Give me something to ask it real quick. Give me something to ask Detective Haywire real quick. Let me see. Let me see. What would I don't even know what to ask it. I don't necessarily know what to ask it here. Let me pick a different one real quick. I don't necessarily know what to ask this one. This one, Vita Life Coach. I'm your personal life coach here to help you live your best life and give you guidance. And this one's a gym assistant here. Okay, so let me see. Let's go to Discover. Women. Let's go women. Female roommates. A guy living in a house with 4 women. Many women want him, yet he don't want them. Can you prove yourself against strong women? This one has Rhea Ripley on it. Oh my goodness. The most dominant wrestler in the women's division. You can act like you're talking to Rhea Ripley. That's sick right there. Aggressive, also no eyebrows. What the fuck? Likes women. Pretending to be a girl at the women's academy. Pretending to be wow. Cross-dresser, what? Cross-dresser Scara? Sugar mommy. Rich, possessive, clingy, giving woman. What the? A prison full of women. Most of them are lesbians. Giantess high school. School with tall women. That's a fetish, actually. Captain Kashaib? Captain Kashaib likes booze, women, and killing devils. Okay, so, I mean, you guys kind of get the gist of this 6 sadistic site here. Acts of Siri is Alexa's... Yo, you stupid. Acts of... let me see. Acts of Adroken is the plug in Turkey. What the... Fury, what are you talking about? How long until they catch... Oh, that's a great one. Hold on. We're going to go back to Haywire. Hold on. I'm going back to Haywire to ask him that. That's a great one right there. That's a fucking great one, Fury B. That's a great one right there. How long until they catch the after Diddy? Well, I'm not quite up to date on the latest celebrity news. I can offer you some insight. Jay-Z, the famed rapper entrepreneur, has had long-standing friendship with Diddy, also known as Puff Daddy, for many years. If you're asking when Diddy will face any legal consequences, it's uncertain. Justice systems move at their own pace, and high-profile cases often take time to resolve. Stay tuned for any updates. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. All right. Ask if Siri is Alex's wife. Hold on. Ask if is Siri Alex. Oh, Alexa's wife. Is Siri Alexa's wife? I know you meant to say Alexa, not Alex, but is Siri Alexa's wife? I didn't realize they automatically gave me a name too. Vibrant Sunflower 4391. What the hell? As an AI, let me provide you with a straightforward answer. Siri and Alexa are digital assistants developed by different tech companies, Apple and Amazon. Okay, so they're not going to answer that. No, Siri is not Alexa's wife. They are software assistants, not human beings. Okay, so as I said before, y'all see this right here. Even AI knows Jay-Z involved. Exactly, right? That's the crazy part. You know what? Jay-Z is, good friends with Puffy. When he was Puff Daddy even. Fucking AI is scary, bro. Yes, it pretty much, that's why they was trying to sue Google, because this is pretty much where it gets and downloads its information from to even answer you back. It's through Google and the information that's on there. But yeah, this was interesting. This is an interesting site here, and I hope that woman does win her lawsuit, even though, like I said, the unfortunate loophole is the fact that they're going to ask her, how does your son get access to a gun in the first place? they're gonna unfortunately say, forget the fact that he was talking to an AI bot. That could have been. They're gonna try to make it look like she was a bad parent, pretty much. They're gonna say that that could have been prevented through better parenting and better monitoring the kid, especially when he found a gun to kill himself with. They're definitely going to, if she's suing an AI company like this, or even trying to get Google involved in a lawsuit, they're gonna hammer her with shit like that. They're gonna unfortunately throw the hammer at her with that. I believe it captures out. Yes. So this is crazy right here. The fact that this even exists, and this isn't the first thing. This probably isn't even the only thing right here. Because look right here. I was just looking up different things right here. AI chatbot for your website. No code AI. Like, you got different things out here that you can just make. Look, talk to AI, our most intelligent model yet. Build a chatbot with AI in 5 minutes. Like, it is scary out here. It is fucking terrifying out here. I, for one, was taken back when I read this story right here. And like I said, I do hope that she gets some type of justice. Some type of justice here. But, let's see, if he has mental problems, she should have linked her phone to his and put parental guidelines on his browser. Yes, absolutely. And that's another thing, too. Like, my brother, shout out to my brother, Wise King, he's very hands-on with his son as far as that goes. It's like, yeah, there's technology out here, but I'm going to be a heads up on it with my kid. That's another thing out here. We, not trying to blame anybody, but we got to be, for those that are parents, you definitely got to be more and more tentative to your kid than ever nowadays with technology raising them. You just have to. That's what I'm saying. People, and that's the thing. There's people that actually, the virtual headsets that are out there now. That's even worse. That's a whole nother problem in itself. The virtual reality headsets, where people just pretty much can sit down and just go into a different world altogether. Some people will never come outside when these Tesla bots, when these Tesla bots really start being in homes and shit. Y'all seeing the memes of whatnot right now. Everybody being funny with the memes, the guy that was beating up his TV and the Tesla bot looked at him and whatnot. Yeah, the Oculus. I got an Oculus. I don't necessarily use that shit because I'm scared of it. But, I mean, I'm scared of AI. I'm very nervous of AI and what it's actually becoming nowadays. Especially, like, when I seen the AI video of, like, it was Hulk Hogan and Will Smith. It was some weird shit, but they was pretty much in a spaghetti eating contest. But the shit looked so real. Regardless of how ridiculous it was, it looked very real. Like I showed you guys the Simpsons movie. Everybody thought the Simpsons movie was real, and Adam Sandler was really producing the shit because they had an AI lookalike of Adam Sandler. This shit's getting out of hand nowadays. This shit's just really getting out of hands nowadays.